What do you think this is? It is the most interesting phenomenon to me, and it speaks volumes about where people are at. Let me hear from you what you think this is about. I'll tell you at the end what I think it is. I recently asked just a general check-in with my audience. Where are you at? So many people, like the majority, were in a very deep, dark, heavy place. The majority were saying in their own words and in their own way, I feel heavy, I feel shitty, I feel tired, I feel lethargic, I feel anxious, I feel exhausted, I feel overwhelmed, confused, just generally in a really bad place. And yes, there were people that said, I feel great and light and free and so forth, but the majority of them were not happy. Then I put up posts and I'll say, if you loved yourself, how different would your life be? For example, right? And then people will say, I do love myself. I've always loved myself. I know exactly how to put myself first. Equally, a question I asked recently was, if you had nobody to impress, like imagine what that would be like if you had nobody to impress, how free would you feel? So many people answered, I've got nobody to impress. I am not here to impress anybody. The right words speak. Yet, those right words are not resulting in happier people. So what's going on? What's the imbalance? You let me know. Here's what I think it is. We don't allow ourselves to be real with where we are. We can say the words, I am real. We can say the words, I am the most authentic person that ever there was. I am only ever authentic with myself. But those words don't necessarily equate to a follow-through of true authenticity. So we've learned to live in a world almost like an empty vacuum, really. No wonder so many people say they feel empty, because it's empty to speak words that hold no substance. And we live in a world where it's not okay for you to feel what you feel. Imagine if somebody said, how are you doing? And you answered and you said, listen, I'm in so much self-loathing right now. Oh my gosh, I'm so self-judgmental and self-critical. And I'm just so annoyed with myself and I'm so irritated with myself. For example, if that was where you were, imagine someone's reaction to it. They'd be like, no, you're not. No. Don't say those things. Don't think those things. Don't feel those things. Don't allow those things. That's very threatening to most people. If you are in that level of authenticity with yourself, the threat for them is, I'm going to have to drop my own BS and meet you where you're playing because you're in authenticity. So I'm going to remove the threat, which is your authenticity. I'm going to remove the threat and just talk you out of it and tell you, don't feel those things. It's really negative. It's really bad. Authenticity is the highest vibe there is. Because when you're authentic, you can now look at your life and go, it's shitty because this is where I am. This is what I'm suppressing. This is what I'm denying. And now it's not a mystery. You have responsibility. You have power to shift your life, and you know exactly where to shift your life. See, it's not often that you get a space where you can just be honored for where you are, how you are. Recently, I have a weekly online call. So I coach this online group, and we have this call once a week, and a very new member writes something along the lines of, I feel lost and confused, or I feel even more lost and confused. So many of the existing people in the Plasma Light Tribe, that's my online community, they're going, wow, that's amazing. Well done. How authentic. It's the beginning of great things. Be where you are. And I think this person was a little bit like, what are they doing? Why is no one trying to take my pain away from me? Why are people encouraging me to be where I am? What if where you are is in anxiety? Do you really think it's going to be okay for somebody to go, yeah, good for you. Be where you are. Yes. If you can be authentic, not victim. Oh, there's a big difference there. Right? I'm not asking you to be in victimhood about that, because victimhood is like, this is somebody else's responsibility and they must fix it. When you're real, when you're authentic, this is where I am. And because it's where I am, I have the power to let myself be here. I have the power to also let myself alchemize where I am. Authenticity is the stuff, kind of like the bridge that connects you to the higher realms. People say love is the highest vibe there is. Authenticity is the highest vibe that there is. But we live in a society that's so afraid of authenticity. And then when we feel shitty, we think either somebody else must come get me out of it, or I must get myself out of it. So we'll end up covering up the truth of where we are with pretty words. Don't be that person. Be real, be authentic. But let me know in the comments below, what do you think it is? Why are people saying all these words? I self-honor, I self-love, I self-care, but God, I feel so bad.